Have you ever tried to think positively and failed? You repeat affirmations, force a smile, watch motivational videos, but inside, there's a cold emptiness that won't move. What if I told you it's not your fault? And what if positive thinking itself hides a darker truth? Tonight, let's go deeper than self-help books, into the biology, psychology, and forgotten history of why humans struggle to think positively, and why sometimes that's exactly what keeps us alive. Chapter 1. The brain's negativity bias. Neuroscientists have discovered something called the negativity bias. Your brain reacts stronger and faster to threats than to rewards. Imagine walking in the woods, you see a stick. Your brain screams, "Snake," before you even realize it's harmless. Evolution shaped this bias. Those who saw danger where none existed survived. Those who didn't were eaten. The modern brain, thousands of years later, still clings to that ancient fear. Positive thoughts feel weak compared to the raw power of fear. Chapter 2. Trauma carved in DNA. Trauma doesn't just live in memories. It can be written into your genes. Scientists call it epigenetic inheritance. The children and grandchildren of people who survived famine, war, or abuse often carry higher stress hormones before they learn to speak. Imagine being born anxious, sad, or hypervigilant, not because of what you saw, but because of what your ancestors lived. Trying to think positive in such a body isn't just hard, it's fighting your own biology. Chapter 3. The positivity paradox. Here's something almost no one tells you. Trying too hard to be positive can make you feel worse. Psychologists call it the ironic process theory. When you tell yourself, "Don't think sad thoughts," your brain checks every corner to make sure there's no sadness left. And in that search, it finds even more. So the more you push, the more sadness you see. It's like trying to smooth water with your hand. The harder you press, the rougher it becomes. Chapter 4. The industry of hope. In the 20th century, books and seminars turned positive thinking into a billion-dollar industry. But rarely do they talk about the dark side, blaming people for their own suffering. You're sad? Must be your fault. Try harder. Research shows that forced positivity can increase shame and deepen depression, especially in those with trauma or chronic illness. The paradox, positivity, marketed as medicine, becomes a silent poison. Chapter 5. The forgotten purpose of negative emotions. Why do humans even have negative thoughts? They're not mistakes. They're warnings. Fear kept your ancestors alive. Sadness made them pause and rest, to heal. Anger fueled protection of family and tribe. When we label these emotions as bad, we cut away part of what makes us human. True mental health isn't silencing these voices, but learning why they speak. Chapter 6. Culture, brain, and the invisible chains. In some cultures, talking about death, fear, or pain is taboo. In others, it's part of daily conversation. Studies show people from cultures that allow sadness, fear, and doubt actually recover faster from grief and trauma. The problem isn't just in your head, it's around you, in what society tells you to hide. Chapter 7. Can we really change? The brain has neuroplasticity. It can rewire itself, but it's slow. It needs repetition, safety, and sometimes therapy, not blind positivity. Small daily practices work better. Gratitude, mindful observation, or sharing pain with trusted people. Science shows even brief moments of real connection can soothe the ancient brain faster than hours of forced affirmation. Chapter 8. When darkness saves us. Darkness isn't always the enemy. Facing fears, speaking your pain, naming the monsters, gives them shape. And what has shape can be faced. Some survivors say, "The day I stopped forcing positivity, I could finally breathe." True healing begins when we stop running. Closing thoughts. Maybe positive thinking isn't wrong, but telling yourself to only be positive is. Your brain, your DNA, your culture, and all shaped by centuries of danger, loss, and survival. What if, instead of silencing the darkness, we listen to what it's trying to tell us? Tonight, remember, negative thoughts aren't your enemy. Ignoring them is Global WTF.